So hello and welcome back to my channel. Today we're doing my research paper. So this is part of my dissertation diaries. I've already finished my lit review, handed that in, got a 78, slayed that one, but we have a slightly large, massive issue with my research paper in that I don't have a topic, and I didn't have a topic because what you're supposed to do is your lit review is supposed to be like the background for your research paper. So if your lit review was on like ADHD in girls, your research paper would be a study on ADHD in girls. I haven't got that. My lit review was on COVID psychosis, COVID mental health problems from the infection of COVID in under 18s. My research paper was going to be a meta-analysis of these papers, but you can't meta-analyse case studies, and no one thought to check if there was not case studies. So literally like a week ago my supervisor was like, oh, have a look at this online data. I was like, great, fine, okay. So I found some data, but it has nothing to do with what I did in my research paper, with my lit review. I only looked at under 18s. The study we've now found has no under 18s. The youngest age is 32, and my supervisor said they're young adults. I wouldn't call that a young adult, they're all fucking old. Like, it's called the English Longitudinal Study of Aging. Aging. Old. Like, and because I don't even know what sub-discipline of psychology I'm in, I don't even know what I'm supposed to be doing. Because like, I don't know if my thing is clinical, is it developmental, is it health? I don't know. So basically I found some random data, and then my supervisor was like, okay, come up with a statistical plan. I don't know how to do that. I haven't done stats since semester 1 in second year, and like, you were kind of told what to do. So now I have to figure out what statistical tests to run from the generic questions I found. And also my research paper is now on old people and kind of shit. Like, as much as I didn't like my lit review when it started, it was actually interesting once I got into it. This is old people, and it's literally just like anxiety in old people. That's probably just one of the least interesting things I could think of doing a whole research paper on. But I then found a study with actual young people, and loads of, pretty much everyone dropped out of the study. In wave 1 they had 1,000 people, in wave 3 they had 98. And my supervisor was like, oh, it could be an issue with the attrition rates when they mark you. And I'm like, but why would I get marked down because people dropped out of the study? That's not really my fault. And also it actually follows on from my lit review. So now I'm doing something which doesn't have as high attrition rates, but doesn't follow on from my lit review, doesn't interest me in the slightest. And basically I now need to figure out what I'm actually statistically analysing. Like, I need to find out what subscales, I need to figure out if it's a t-test, an ANOVA, a regression, any of that shit. I'm not feeling so positive about this, funnily enough. It's also, what, 5 weeks, 6 weeks into term, and I've only just been given a topic. So we're a little bit behind schedule, and I'm not going to get supervised anyway. So I get given a topic, and then I never get spoken to again for the next 10 weeks. And then I submit it, and he's like, why didn't you thank me? I'm like, well, you kind of didn't do anything. We had 2 markers. I've already said this in my weekly vlog, I think, but we had 2 markers for our lit review. First marker was your supervisor, second marker was someone else. You can't try and like pretend it wasn't. My supervisor was like, oh my god, slay, what a lovely lit review. And then he's like, in your personal commentary though, why didn't you thank like your supervisor or like the people who made the studies? I'm like, well, no. I wrote the paper. I don't thank every single person that's ever made a study when I write anything. I don't know, I'm going to do the exact same thing for my personal commentary this time. It's again going to be, I'd like to thank myself, without whom this would not have been possible, because I'm not wrong. I found this data set, I picked the statistical plan, I analysed it, I kind of just did everything on my own. Which is really fun when you're supposed to get supervised, but you don't get supervised.
We used to have each other's playlists. No, used to be each other's best friends. Yeah, and now Now we go our separate pathways, but your heart's still in mine. Yeah.
Saskia's so confused. Saskia thinks a regression into the library bar. Saskia's a bit confused. She's just going, what next? Oh, slay, slay, slay. Jade, I'm don't know what's going on.
We've made some notes. Not that we really know what they mean. I think I figured out what tests I need to do. I think I need to do paired samples t-test, and then another paired samples t-test, and then a Pearson correlation. I've been playing on SPSS, not that I fucking know what I'm doing. I transformed my data, that was kind of fun, and then I have this massive fuck off correlation table, but like, do I have to include that in my research paper because it's massive and goes fuck off? Like, I'm not really, I don't know, I'm gonna email my supervisor and be like, hey babe, this is what I've done, now fucking what?
And maybe we could try it next week again, but I don't wanna think we're toxic, but who cares? You said that we're over, hands under covers alone this time. But everything I see still reminds me of you. Bag of all your things, the memories of when I kissed you. Remember when we used to say to each other, we belong together, me and you forever. Tell me where you've been, yeah, since our break. I'm sorry that I blamed ya for things you can't control. I've been in a daze. I left my heart out to you so you could see me through.
So it's now a few days later from whenever I last filmed. I've emailed my supervisor my statistical plan. I have somewhat of a statistical plan, but that is currently all I got. And then I don't know what goes in my intro, I don't know what goes in my method, I don't know what goes anywhere. And currently all I've got is the stats, which is the results section, which is actually probably one of the smallest sections. I basically don't know. I've got a hot water bottle in as well, which is why there's like a little, yeah. I don't know what I'm doing. I don't know how to write a research paper. I don't know what goes in it. Like, my supervisor has been much more helpful than he was for my lit review, but he's also only been helpful regarding my results section. So I guess I've got to figure it out. So I've got my statistical plan. We're now going to do an outline of like method and everything. So I'm going to look through, they've put up some examples, and then we also did a module last year which was literally writing empirical reports, and they did absolutely hold our hand through that, and because of that we did really well. So I'm going to figure that all out.
In a daze, I left my heart out to you so you could see me through. Though you still deserve better, you stick with me, cause everything I see still reminds me of you. Bag of all your things, the memories of when I kissed you. Remember when we used to say to each other, we
So this is now my Google Drive. Basically what I'm doing is, not gonna lie, do I really know what I'm doing? No. But I'm doing secondary data analysis. So they got all this data from this English longitudinal study of aging. So I've had to get like all of their methods and like their stuff. Then I've got the background section, which is just any stats and research that I found that can go in my background / intro. Then I've got the outline, which is like all the bits that need to go in. Then I've got my statistical plan. So I've not actually written anything or really done anything, but I've kind of got some outlines, and also I don't really want to start it, I don't think, until Easter, because I'm going to be so bored over Easter.